Okay, so now we're going to start looking at the components of expenditure. And the first one we're going to look at is depreciation because it's so important. Now, unfortunately, a lot of people are fundamentally confused about depreciation, and it's not a make-believe figure. It's not an optional extra. It's not that at all. It measures a real thing, which is really important. Depreciation measures the consumption or the deterioration in long life assets. We're talking about hard assets in here, things like roads, buildings, bridges, that sort of stuff. Okay. Now, it's governed by the Australian accounting standards, in particular AASB 116, which are backed by the International Financial Reporting Standards, which are and the AASB are backed by Commonwealth federal government law. It's not an optional extra. Now, depreciation expenses, the same, measures the consumption of those long-lived assets, and it turns up in your income statements as part of the calculation for your surplus or deficit. Now, if you've got break-even or surplus budgets and you have depreciation expense in there, and then you're allocating funds to reserves, you will likely have almost enough money to replace those assets when they're fully consumed. Now, because of the fact that accounting data is mostly historical, the depreciation tends to understate the actual future cost, but no one's got a crystal ball, no one knows what the future is. It's probably be about as good as it is. Now, my concern is people want to trivialise it, pretend it's not important. Well, you can for a couple of years, but your roads and bridges and things are falling down whether you like the word depreciation or not, and eventually you'll have to do work on them. And if you trivialise it, sideline it, don't treat it as a real expense, what you're going to probably find is that when you need to do work, you don't have the money. So let's have a look at those middle lines again. The colours change, but same deal. Median and the mean are the ones you really want to focus on a lot, and then you're looking at spread. And I think it's fair to say the year-on-year percentage change used to bubble along around the 4 or 5% mark until 2022. And that would be fine if your revenue year-on-year percentage increase was 4 or 5%, but it wasn't, as I've already discussed. So that's a real problem and explains why most rural councils are in strife. But there was a huge jump up in 23 and 24 financial years. Part of that's because of the Auditor General taking over a few years early, and there's a real move to standardise and move things up. There was a little bit of interesting things been happening around the times of the amalgamation, so some councils needed to go up because of those interesting adjustments that probably weren't warranted. We've also had, the state government's tried to lumber us with the red fleet assets. We've also had new infrastructure spending because of these grants in the wake of COVID. Well, all those new things you build then have a depreciation expense associated with them. So there's a lot of things. 2023, 2024, massive increases year on year in excess of 8%. Your revenue certainly didn't go up. This is a real problem. Interestingly, depreciation is more or less outside of the control of your council, certainly in the short run. It's backed by law, it's audited, it's proper financial data, it reflects what's actually happening on the ground. You can't just change it because you don't like it. So this is an area of expense that's going up a lot. We don't have that much control over it.